to the rivers, beside golden sands too. Listen up, Perth, this anthem's for you. All over town, Perth Swan cricket lighting the way. The great game of cricket, we live it every day. It's a battle of will. The smell of the turf and the cheers that still thrill. Grass beneath our feet, we sweat and we grind. The heart of Perth Swan, we're one of a kind. So come, raise your voices, let the anthem ring. We're the pride of Perth Swan. Hear the songs we all sing. Perth Swan's on fire. Feel the energy soar. When the crowd starts roaring, we're ready for more. The community sports show, home of the PSCA, showing our passions to the world every day. With legends behind us and dreams in our hands, you'll find us united from the bush to the sands. The spirit of Perth, it runs through our veins. In every match played, that's where it remains. Under the hot summer sun, Perth Swan cricket is igniting the flame, rocking the globe with the sound of the game. Perth Swan's on fire. Feel the energy soar. When the crowd starts roaring, we're ready for more. The community sports show, the home of the PSCA. Don't hang around. Come and join us today.
Across the globe, you're here on the Community Sports Show. Dun, 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 dun. Here it is, it's Friday night, and I've got smiles on my face, and I just saw one on the guest's face. That's a great start. Yeah. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, 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 wherever you are. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or perhaps it's even good night where you are right now. You're here on the Community Sports Show for the Intersport Slater Gartrell Perth Swan Cricket Association Review Show, Edition 3. And after just getting my breath back after that mouthful, I'm pleased to introduce our guest of the evening. He's from Mundaring, We had one, but he got banned, and we've just taken a bit of the mickey out of him about how many times he appears in the anthem. $2 fine for every mention he gets in that anthem, I reckon.
Basically a pine he's been fined.
Yeah, well, fair call. Lockie couldn't be with us. Ryan's been told he's not allowed because between us we won't finish before midnight. So I'm pleased to have. He's the only successful captain at the moment at Mundaring Senior Cricket Club. Corey Fernandez, welcome to the studio.
Hey, how you doing? Great to be here.
Good to have you in for the first time. Now, for all the viewers at home, would you like to introduce yourself? Just tell them who you are, how long you've been at the club and what your current role might be.
Hey everyone, so my name's Corey. I'm the captain of Mundaring's G grade team. I've been with Mundaring about, I think, 4 years, 3 or 4 years. I can't actually remember. And yeah, it's glad to be here.
And you've settled in, enjoying the time in the club at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. It's been great fun. It's been a new experience, captaining for the first year. So we've got a great group of guys. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Enjoying it.
Well, you've lost a few, and we'll look at those as we go through the grades. But as always, viewers, but pardon me, I'll get that out the way early. A big welcome to you wherever you are. We've had a couple of g'days on the comments already. Big shout out to you. People loving your stash, and there's a fine for this person that's going to get fined again. But look, we just want to thank the clubs. I was saying to Corey before, clubs absolutely getting behind this show this season, and it's great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us, Bayswater, Carlisle, Middle Swan, Belmont, Swanview, and your own club, Mundaring, also hosting the show here tonight. So big shout out to everyone at those clubs and to those at West Coast. Their characters, those West Coast guys. Have you met them yet?
I haven't, but I know that our B graders, I think, played them last week, and they said, good things about them.
There's lots of good things to say about West Coast, and one of them is that they've shared the show here tonight, so thanks, everyone. All right, well, what it is, if you're new to the show, welcome. We'll go through every grade, every game of the Perth Swan Cricket Association. If you were good enough, we'll give you a mention. If you weren't, we won't. It's a pretty simple system, really. You know, batting, bowling, we'll have a couple of awards to give out throughout the night. Thanks to our show sponsors, Intersport, Slater Gartrell, and Joey's Swan Valley Diner. We've got vouchers to give away there, as well as an ID Athletic Community Sports Show merch pack. You'll look almost as good as I do. In fact, probably better than I do. But look, keep an eye out throughout the night. We're going to mention those awards. You almost had one last week. You had a good innings last week.
Yeah, almost. Just got stranded on 48, unfortunately. We were playing short. Couldn't get over the line.
Yeah, a few sides are just finding their last few players for the season is how I'll describe it. A number of clubs batting 7, 8 or 9 deep and not having the extra 10 or 11. So we'll try and mention those clubs and encourage people to get behind them. All right, I just want to also thank everyone that has, the clubs are behind the show here, also getting behind the initiatives of the Perth Swan Cricket Association and the Community Sports Show with our weekly moments. If even down in G grade, mate, you could actually get someone batting on 48 and say, get the phone out, film it. They bring up their 50, they lift the bat. We want to see those videos, viewers.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know, celebrate the club moments.
Yeah.
You have a few.
Yeah, we've had a few. It's quite nice.
They don't always have to be the milestones. They can be the collapses too, because we'll mention someone in your side later when we get down to your grade who gets a mention for all the right reasons and then in the same breath gets a bit of a backhanded compliment for not following through on a milestone game. Wonder who that could be.
Yeah, I wonder.
All right. Well, of course, celebrations. We are a multicultural show. I'm learning to embrace all the differences and learn more about them. And over the last week, I've seen plenty of posts about Diwali. So a big happy Diwali to all of our subcontinental friends, if you've been celebrating, I hope you've had a fabulous Festival of Light. Really good. I like their festival. It's all about giving, sharing, community.
Yeah.
Great. All right, well, before we get into the grades, there's a couple of... We start the show every week with a few special mentions that the clubs have told us about or things that we've seen. You ready to get the ball rolling?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it, he says. He doesn't know what he's in for, viewers, but let's do it. All right, you want to lead off?
I sure can. First of all, congratulations to Roger Smith from Scarborough on 700 wickets.
Yeah, well done there, Rog. Now, Maylands, I love your idea. This is what we're talking about, new initiatives and different videos and things like that. Maylands, I love the fact you're getting behind the show and all these ideas. Love the fact you went out for a drinks break, Cam, but just be careful of commentators' curse. Went out, interviewed a bloke that made 50 and said, you ready for another 100? He was out for 65. He asked his captain, you ready to make 100? He was out for 14. So it made me laugh because great initiative. Just probably want to work on the questions you ask at the time. So how are we going? Keep it general is my advice. All right. Speaking of keeping it general, I'm going to take the next one and leave the one after for you.
Sure.
West Coast, we gave you a mention there a moment ago. You're stepping it up. You are definitely giving the media awards a fair crack, and a couple of clubs are about to try and give you some competition. But the pose photos that they put up, have you seen the photos where families take a photo of their kids at Christmas and Santa and the kids crying?
No, I don't think I have, to be honest.
Not specifically. It could be
Oh, yeah.
Easter,
yeah,
whatever. The celebration is family, cuddle in the family. West Coast did that as a club and put it up on their page, and all the players doing all the different poses. Clubs, if you're going to take it to that level, you're going to win me over, I tell you, because that was next level. It had conversations going. It's now getting club presidents negotiating what poses they're going to do together. Get involved. It's all about you, viewers, and that's what we love about it. And Bailey Cayley, one of the interviewees at West Coast as well, so his video was shared throughout the week. Thanks for joining us there, Bailey. I'll stop for a moment because the club has had a great start to the season.
They sure have. That's Brabham. Back-to-back 4 from 4s.
Yeah, so a lot of clubs 2 weeks in now, win-loss, it's starting to show some of 0-2, and this week could put a few at 0-3, and that's not how you want to start your season. Bailey, Vice President at West Coast, so good to have you all on board. I legitimately meant what I said there. Now, I said they're getting some competition. Les Moody-Mazenod, back in the old days, before social media, before the community sports show, you'd have to phone a bloke called Reg up, or I don't know who it was for the Perth Cricket Association, but in Swanland it was a bloke called Reg. And you'd call him up as team captain after the game Saturday night on the phone, trying to get through and leave a message with your top performers. Viewers, that's what this show is all about. We'll do that every game, every grade, every week. But Les Moody-Mazenod are bringing back a Kookaburra edition of the paper where they're doing that for their club. So
Lovely.
Good to see that. Carlisle, I've seen your attempts to step up Fez's bad dad joke of the week. Every Thursday night at training, they're putting a bad dad joke up. It's all about getting involved.
Yeah.
But they're now doing Under the Pump. It's a Timu version of the community sports show. But great initiative, guys. Love to see it. Don't just put it on Insta, though. our biggest numbers are on Facebook, and there's 6,500 of you across the globe, and over 160,000 of you have seen Perth Swan Cricket Association content since
amazing.
2 weeks before the start of the season.
That's fantastic.
It's heartwarming, it's humbling, and it's absolutely, as Corey says, fantastic. All right, now Fletcher Page there, Fez. I haven't seen... Fez is the bloke at Carlisle. He's just asked if I've seen the joke of the week. I haven't yet. I'll save that for later. I hope I'm not getting a mention in it, because I called him out. I said they can't do the same thing as last year and win the award again. You can't do the same thing. You've got to change it up. Hope I haven't set myself up there. But never mind. Speaking of setting each other up, it is the end of the second week. That means the 2-day grades have completed their opening game. And a few interesting scores, I think I'll say.
Yeah, definitely.
With the reintroduction of the bonus points and runs, all that sort of stuff. So clubs are now fighting for a bit extra percentage. Well, Les Murdy Mazenod chasing percentage. They went from none for 36 off 21 overs last Saturday to put on 233 off 82 overs. So they actually batted beyond because they got to bat the first week. And they beat Carlisle, who put on 167 and 3 for 78 off 19 in their second innings. SKLP, 265 in 75 overs and 4 for 26. See, that's what I mean. You put yourself back in. Challenges as a captain.
Yeah.
Do you put yourself back in and go 4 down? And is that worth the 26 runs you've made? I don't know, SKLP.
Oh, it's a tough call. But...
Tough call. Well, it didn't matter because they beat Forestfield in the grand final replay, 156 off 58. Never going to be enough for the Hawks there. And in the final game, the 2-day specialists, these guys, they do very well in the 2-day format. And last year collapsed when it went to 1 day. So we'll see if that happens. I'm putting them under the pump. Bayswater 296 with a couple of balls to spare there, defeating Swanview all out for 135 off 64 on the second day. So a relatively early finish. Mate, I'll let you take the opening batsman there, or the batting scores.
Sure can. Nick's Daxter, 74. Scott Witsky, 71. Matt Dacey, 59. Alex Minson, 45. Tanvir Choffin, 36. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Sorry if I didn't.
Well, it's all learning.
Yeah.
You know, the only way we get to do it is to practice, and more of our mates out there, I would say Chauvin. But
Chauvin, that's probably better. Yeah.
No,
that's probably how it is.
You know, there's some coming up.
Yeah.
We're going to have to tag team halfway through the name. So I just want to mention, viewers, throughout the night, we're going to just briefly give a little tick of approval to performances in most of the grades. Those people will be up as candidates for the Effort of the Week award. We'll announce that. And just to your right there, Corey, if you want to grab that and the other one as well, gift vouchers, Joey's, lots of them, and they can be yours if you want to get involved, as well as Intersports Ladder Gartrell chucking us not just $25 vouchers, but very generously donating $50 vouchers for you to win out there for your efforts. And I have to go through, I've really made it tough for myself, mate. There are so many good performances. I have to spend at least an hour going, now how do I weigh this up against that? What is that? So I have some sympathy for the... We were talking, you're a very wise man, you're a Hawthorn supporter.
Sure am.
So you clearly know a lot about football. We were talking about about the challenges of selecting as captain, MVPs, etc. I now have a little, just ever so slight sympathy for the AFL umpires that might have got it wrong on the Brownlow night, according to all the people out there. Tough gig, but all right. I say all that because our first candidate, this is an effort and a half. Okay, it's not all about power. It's not all about 28 sixes. Matt Parnham of Swan View hitting 30 runs off 130 balls, including 5 fours. So there's 20. I'm bad at maths, and that's 20 out of 30. So Matty Parnham hitting 10 off 125 balls.
That's old school batting.
That is two-day batting right there. Dot them up, baby. But that is what I'm talking about. That's an effort.
Yeah.
Went down, hung around though, tried to help his team.
You could also say that he scored most of his runs from boundaries, so...
Well, that is true, statistically, and I'm not a stats man. That would be a fair statement. All right, now, the next line, I have used a shorthand there. We are mentioning the Golden Ducks. We've, by gentleman's agreement, decided we won't name names to protect the guilty, but the clubs are being named, and Swan View kicking off the first grade with a duck there, a golden, in fact. All right, let's have a look at the bowlers.
I'll take.
Yeah, you go.
So Wes Morton, 6 for 39 off 18 overs, which included 6 maidens, which is a terrific effort there. Trent Kinley, 4 for 41. Jigar Karai, I'm not sure, 3 for 31. And Damo Shepherd, 3 for 34.
Damo Shepherd, part of the Carlisle, the Red Dogs up there behind us, part of the old brigade there. So after one game, 2 weeks is one game for the first grade. Bayswater on top, very close here. Les Murdy Mazenod second and SKLP in third, and literally 0.05 separating first and third at this stage. So those bonus points going to come in handy at the end of the year, I think. Carlisle, Forestfield and Swanview rounding out the ladder there. And matches this week, we've got 3 of them.
So we've got Swanview versus Les Maz, Forestfield versus Bayswater, Carlisle versus SKLP.
Yeah, that game there, 4th versus 3rd, probably the match of the round. And a special mention here, thanks for letting us know part of the Under the Pump, the Carlisle story that I saw. I learned that a former Kent Street player, and I hope I get this right, Ian Thomas is making his debut in the first grade for the club this weekend. So good luck, Ian. Hope you go all right. All right, so that is the A grade done, or first grade, I should say, done and dusted. Let's get into the second grade, 2 matches, one by.
So Ascot, 8 for 195 and 2 for 51 off 19. Beat SKLP 124 in 50 overs. Then there was Uni, made 98 off 46, lost to Caversham, who made 7 for 379 in 70 overs, with Ellenbrook having the bye.
Indeed, they did. So just a reminder, Ellenbrook, I'm sure your president and association president Paul Fernie has told you all, no more than 2 down. That's the rules. You can't drop them and bring them back up. So they had the bye last round, so they'll have some questions to answer. All right, well, it was so too with the batsmen last week, because it was a lean old day on the scoreboard if you're a batsman. Just one, uno. I'm bad at maths, but 1 is not many. 1 player getting above our mention rate, because otherwise we'd never get out. Dan Frampton of Uni, the standout performer in second grade with 30. Just snuck it in. That's the cutout there. Well, actually, no, he had 37. Sorry. Ripping you off there, Dan. In the bowling stakes, it is just one. Kamal Kumi of Caversham. Yes, we did see your post, Caversham. Love your photos. Just missed out on getting that into the Warriors of the Week. He had 5 for 27 off 13. A nice spell with the ball there.
And there was Oakland Penny, 5 for 54 off 16. And Kyle Cornfield, 3 for 18.
Indeed. And we'll also like to mention the catches if you're a fielder. Some blokes seem to be ball magnets. I don't know.
They are, definitely.
Don't know how that works. Stuart McKenna took 3 catches for Ascot in the field. If you're a keeper and take 3, stay calm. You're not going to get a mention. You've got gloves. You should take at least 5. I know that's tough justice, but that's the way it is.
It's true.
Pardon me. Ooh, pardon me. All right. Well, just 5 teams in this competition and just 2 games played, so it's a really easy ladder to look at. Caversham on top with 11.79 ahead of Ascot on 10.4, while SKLP and Uni went down and Allenbrook had the bye, so they will get their first points presumably this week up against SKLP though.
So for next round, there's Ascot versus Caversham and SKLP versus Ellenbrook.
Yeah, and just a reminder, we are co-hosting this. You will see it in our event as well as SKLP's. If your club is hosting a game or a frog box in it or a live stream in it and you create a social media event for your club members, don't forget tag us as well, because we'll share it to all our viewers and across the association for you as well. So Uni get the bye for the next couple of weeks. The big question is Ellenbrook with the week off or 2 weeks off in round 1. Can they actually jump University with a on-the-road win over SKLP? We will find out.
Yeah, definitely.
He's thinking, I don't know, don't ask me. You can see it. There you go. I don't know, don't come to me. That's all right. It was what's the word?
Rhetorical, yeah.
All right, that's second grade. Third grade, here we go. A couple of mentions here in our standouts. But first of all, the scores. I'll let you go through those.
So SKLP made 9 for 236 off 70 and 1 for 49. Beat Bayswater 158 off 55. Then we had Ascot made 244 off 60, defeated Lesmaz, who made 200 in 56. And then there was Swanview, none for 69 off 18, put on 4 declared, 242 in 39. Chasing University's 120 in 51, and then Uni had 6 for 152 in their second innings.
Yeah, so Swanview trying to get the outright there. Gave it a crack. Didn't quite pay off, but I'll tell you what, you wouldn't
That's
mind.
what you like to see.
Yeah. 6 for 152 in the second dig there. Would have put them 30 behind. Maybe, let's say they make another 70 on top. 100 behind, made it the competition, but as Corey said, well done. All right, well done. Les Moody Mazenod, we mentioned, put on 200 in 56. 115 of those came off the bat of Quinn Visterson. 115 off 73 balls out of their 200, and that's 15 fours and 7 sixes. So a bit like we saw before with Matt Parnham, 102 of those 115 coming from boundaries.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's very impressive. Well done there, Quinn. You're in the running for the Effort of the Week award. I had to stop and think what it was. Also in line is Eamon Murray, who put on 99 off 76 in Uni's second innings there out of 152. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about efforts. You know, Matt hanging around for a long time, Quinn putting in an effort to get over half of his team's score. You know, that's a big effort there. Kimmy Clark, good to see you online. And yes, indeed, it was a fantastic effort. A couple of other mentions there.
So we had Tyler Jeffries, who made 85, Michael Palmer 70, Tom Atkinson's 33 not out for
Yep.
Swan View. And then Nick Halloran, 35 off 33 at 11 for Bayswater Postal.
Yeah, and batting at 11, 35 off
Yeah.
33 was in fact 20% of the Bayswater score there. So another candidate in the running for the effort of the week. Good to have you online there, Lindell. We'll get a mention in for Anthony shortly. I've seen his back playing tomorrow, Anthony Wills.
Yeah, it's good to have him back.
Yeah, pity his son's playing at Midland, but
I know I would love to have him back at Mundaring, but,
a couple of your blokes are at Midland Guildford at the moment. Clayton
Yeah.
got BOG in the third grade I saw on the weekend.
Yeah, he's doing well, which is great. We certainly miss him, but
Yeah. What are you doing, Tomo? Get back up there. All right. No, I can't tell you to do that. Go where your opportunities lie. That's certainly a philosophy that anyone who knows me knows that I follow. All right, in the bowling stakes, Kishan Halai had 3 for 29, all threefers here. Mohit Kumar with 3 for 52, and then Deep Karai with 3 catches for SKLP, which means the ladder sees Swanview on top, SKLP in second, Ascot third, and rounding out the ladder, Lesmurdy Mazanod, Bayswater and University.
yep, so for the matches this week, we have Les Maz versus SKLP, Bayswater versus Swanview, and Uni versus Ascot.
I'm not sure who Raunch is, Lindell. Who's Raunch?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I'm just going to smile. My wife's gone to bed. I'm not giving anyone any love, but I love you all equally. It's like being a granddad for the universe.
Yeah.
I have no favourites. You're all my favourites out there, whichever club you are. All right. Well, speaking of wherever you are, we're going to have our first drinks break. Just a quick break here to reset and start looking at the one-day competitions. Almost time for Mundaring B grade. The shirt's there. The B grade captain's not here. I wonder why. We'll find out in a moment after the break when we come back here on the Community Sports Show. Proudly brought to you thanks to Intersport, Slater Gartrell. You're here with me, Noel Knowlesy Johnston, and our guest of the week, Ryan Fernandez. Washbourne does it himself and says, "I'll do it, fellas, don't worry." Dave Washbourne gets the wicket of the mysterious number 33, whoever he may be. He departs. Across the globe, you're here on the Community Sports Show. And taking that screen off. There's so much technology. Gone are the days where I just sit in a dark studio, no lights, doing it on my phone like I'm some sort of weird old man. I'm actually proud to be here on the Community Sports Show as Noel Knowlesy Johnston, bringing you edition 3 of the Intersport Slater Gartrell Perth Swan Cricket Association review show, every grade, every week, every match as well. Speaking of which, we also have great continued support thanks to our platinum sponsors. ID Athletic for all your sporting apparel and promotional club merchandise. ID Athletic have made us look good, and that's the cue for those ones there. Yep, Part of our weekly prize pack is the ID Athletic singlet and bucket hat. I won't make you put the bucket hat on, mate, but it is there. Thanks very much to ID Athletic. Let them help you build your identity. And I'm proud to be in a studio that has a Vision Decor floor, not just curtains, blinds, awnings, but even hybrid floorings. Vision Decor, great products. I know. Yeah, see, he looked. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It's very nice.
Vision Decor. In fact, while I've got a shout out for Vision Decor, if you're a curtain installer, they are so popular at the moment. They've got jobs for people to go install curtains. They're under that much demand. They're that good. If you're looking for a job, not only are we a sports show, I'm an employment agency now as well. Mike Ash, that's a little bit extra, thanks. Part of your HR fee there. No, just joking. And, of course, part of our latest sponsorship group, Joey's Swan Valley Diner, contributing a voucher to our Effort of the Week winner as well. Thanks to all of them for being a part of our show. All right, let's get into it. Not just, or actually before we get into it, a point to clarify. Raunch is apparently, for the viewers at home that did not know, like us, is Tony Wills, or Anthony Wills' nickname. I don't want to know how you got that name, Ant. I might have to have a couple of bevies on Saturday and ask you after the game, but all right, let's get into it. Vision Decor, not just sponsoring us, but also sponsoring Caversham, Dayton, and the association, because it is the Vision Decor one-day A grade. And the matches, if you want to take the top three there, I'll take the tail end one.
Can do. So Hawks Punjabi made 4 for 252, beat CWP.
Yep, Coolbinia West Perth.
Coolbinia West Perth, sorry.
No, my bad. I put shorthand in there.
They made 6 for 172 off about 31. And then Helena Valley made 134 in 31. They lost to Scarborough, who made 8 for 178. Then there was Caversham, made 9 for 248. They beat Dianella, who made 116 off 32.
Yeah, a couple of good knocks there. Scarborough going back-to-back wins as well. In the A grade there, so good effort, Scarborough. And in the broadcast match of the week last week, it was Mount Lawley, Inglewood, the Panthers. There are Cougars at the club, but they are officially known as the Panthers. Defeating Yoko and Pilbara, who got there late. They were off to a bad start. The bus must have got stuck in traffic. The whole team arrived with 10 minutes to go. And it was not a good day for Yoko and Pilbara, going down 9 for 174. Looked like you had it in the bag there, Yoko, but a couple of collapses saw Mount Lawley Inglewood get the win, all out for 202 in their 40. Slow and steady by Mount Lawley. Their 2-day experience, they're a 2-day club that's come back to play one day. And as we'll see as we go through the grades now, there are some scores that are, shall we say, not quite near triple figures. Mount Lawley Inglewood playing the patient game, and as an old school umpire and captain, I say value your wicket. You know, hang around. You're not going to score if you're not out there. So Mount Lawley Inglewood proving that. Getting the benefit of 29 extras, and there was a score adjustment I didn't catch on the day. 5 penalties added for slow run rate or slow over rates. Yoko and Pilbara, strong start after the run out of the skipper Shabazz Bangash. That was one of our video highlights. Just, you never run out your captain in the opening overs. Just left him stranded there. But in the end, Mount Lawley Inglewood with 6 catches. Catches win matches.
Exactly.
You know, getting the job done. Well done there. On the ladder, Hawks Punjabi now move up. Scarborough have moved up. Helena Valley have all moved up. While Caversham stayed 4th. The big drop there, Coolbinia West Perth going down to 5th spot after that loss to Hawks Punjabi. Mount Lawley have moved up after their win. Yoko and Pilbara, I'm not sure how that system worked, but they lost and went up. Based on percentage, just ahead of Dianella, who dropped 3, as well as Coolbinia going down 4 there. So a couple of big drops, not the sort you want early.
No, definitely not. But it's plenty of time to make it back up.
Well, it's almost like you're a captain, mate. Where'd you get that? Have you been practicing that one?
Exactly.
All right, some batting performances here. We'll just take a couple of lines each if you want.
Sure. Avi Bangu made 80 off 55.
Yep.
Hassan Majid made 71. Darren Johnson made 57. Jag Singh made 55 not out. And Akash Sandhu made 52.
Yeah, well, Malu Swanipol and Chiranjeev Panchal both had 51 to their name. Nitesh Patel, another good knock there, 50 not out. Jake Truan from Mount Lawley Inglewood, big shout out to Stu. I'm going to guess his Jake's daddy jumped on and watched the broadcast on the weekend. Apologies for calling you Steve, Stu. Big shout out to Jake for his 50 and Ash Bra with 46 not out.
Then we had Glenn Welton and Sandeep Prashar had 44. Michael Denhan made 42 batting at 11. And Faizan Faisal made 41 not out with Ross Baker, I should say, making 38.
Yeah, well done there, mate. Some good knocks. Another good knock there down at the tail. 42 off at 11 for Michael Denham. I'd have to think
It's a trip up the order.
Yeah, it's also not in brown. I'm wondering whether our effort checker might have missed that one.
Definitely, yeah.
I'll lock that one away for the next 5 minutes and then forget about it after the next screen. All right, Golden Ducks, Helena Valley got a Golden Duck there, unfortunately for them. In the bowling stakes, Dave Washbourne of Mount Lawley Inglewood took 4 for 17 and made 29 with the bat. Not quite 30, but worth a mention, I reckon. Daniel Del Preti had 4 for 19, while Tyler Hupping chipped in with 4 for 24. Bikram Singh, 4 for 30. Lots of forfers here. And some bloke called Phil, who's not going to get any mention there, 4 for 35. Sarabit Singh had 4 for 41. You know why fill-ins don't get a mention?
I'm not sure why.
Because I'm evil.
Oh, okay.
No, not I'm not evil. You didn't have to agree so quickly there. Oh, talk about throw a fella under the bus. No, it's because you get a week to register. You know, we're 3 weeks in now. If you fill in every week, then sign up, register, join your club, pay your fees, do all that sort of stuff. Because if you don't register, can't give you a shout out. It's that simple, really.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm mean too. All right, and to round it out, Rory McFarlane Burrow. Well, no wondering who he is with a mouthful like that. He took 3 for 8 or 4. Not bad. I don't know. I did the ladder up the top there. Matches? I just wondered where the ladder went. I'm like, I'm missing something.
Yeah. So this week we've got Mount Lawley Inglewood playing Caversham at Dayton. Then there's Hawks Punjabi versus Helena Valley, Yokine Pilbara versus Dianella, and Scarborough is playing Coolbinia West Perth.
Yeah, and that game there being frog boxed, Scarborough letting us know they're one of the clubs that are frog boxing a number of games. And each and every week we will post on a Saturday morning on the association and our shows page which games are being frog boxed, so that you can watch. You don't just have to watch the match of the week, although we reckon you should. You can watch other games as well, and that's all about promoting the competition. And that Hawks Punjabi versus Helena Valley match, that's actually the ladder leaders Hawks Punjabi up against last year's premiers, who are 1-0 at the moment. They looked susceptible in their first week. We broadcast their game. They had a tail ender and a middle order batsman get the runs for them, get the win. Couldn't quite do the same thing last week, so they went down. So I'm going to call you out, Helena Valley. Is your defence on the rocks early, or are you going to prove that you've got what it takes up against current ladder leaders, Hawks Punjabi? Probably the match of the round, apart from the broadcast match, which we'll get to in a second, because we're going down to B grade. I'm on a bus trip, heading down the ladder, heading down the grades. But let's have a look at the matches last week. Brabham going 4 from 4 again, back to back. Every side for Brabham has won every game this season so far. Brabham's B grade 7 for 274 off their 40, defeating Hawks Punjabi 223. 500 runs scored there. Not a bad effort. Midland getting a win 7 for 197, defeating Southern Rossmoyne 193. West Coast 6 for 284, defeating Mundaring. Lockie Walter, where are you? Mundaring all out, 87 off 50, off 19. Oops.
Yeah, unfortunately wasn't the result we were after. We can bounce back this week. I'm confident of that.
You don't have to stick up for them, mate. Your side won. But, look, it is the reality, clubs, for all the people out there, I'm involved with Middle Swan Cricket Club as the secretary there. I've played there. Things don't always go your way. And that's when it's important that you actually back it up. You turn up at training, you turn up at Saturdays and make yourself available. Don't go, oh, it's too hot, it's too cold, I've got work. Get behind your club, get behind your team, get behind each other, and that's how things will turn around, I reckon. That's Knowles' words of wisdom.
It's a good idea.
Free. I should charge for that advice. All right, well, we won't labour on that point too long. Glen Forest, your opponents this week, didn't have it their own way either. They're also 0-2. They went down to Caversham, 9 for 148 there. The guys in purple, while Caversham Dayton 6 for 200, and I'm going to say that's 86.
86, yeah.
All right, well, couple of mentions here. I'll open up the couple of top lines there. Nichin Sachdeva of Caversham with 110. Harry Blanche for West Coast. He had 100 last week, 174 run partnership. Put on 93 again. Harry becoming a bit of a cult figure in the B grade there. I'll see how good he is next week. Harman Singh had 68. Kulvinder Danjal had 61, and Paul Kraft. Sorry, I didn't put your interview up, Crafty. One of the things you need to be aware of is that you don't have a bar full of noisy people behind you when you do the interviews. That would be my critique for all the clubs out there. He had 55 not out.
Then there was Brad Saunders and Amrit Singh, both making 50. Vijay Kanwar made 48. Trent Murdoch made 44. Albie Dennis made 41 not out. Vic Muckleston made 40. Vinod Bandara made 39. Dalip Singh made 38 not out off 27, batting at 8. And he also took 3 for 33 off 6 overs, which is quite an impressive effort. Then there was Raj Singh made 36 and Adil Shah made 34.
And just sneaking into the batting mentions, Dylan Wilson and Harley Brown on 31. Harley batting with Harry last week. And Don Jaya Singh snuck in with 30 there. In the bowling stakes, we saw it wasn't Vic, it was another Muckleston, Declan of West Coast, leading the bowlers here with 5 for 25 off 4 overs. While Jag Danoa took 3 for 31. Adil Shah, he got a mention up there in the batting with his 34. He took 3 for 38 along with Balraj Singh. Both of those batsmen bowlers getting the same. Not often that happens. And Inderpal Singh had 3 for 44, while Kanwar Gill had 3 for 52. Just one club with a golden duck there. Can you figure out the short hand?
I think that's Hawks Punjabi. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're not wrong, mate. It is, in fact, Hawks Punjabi. Another one on your list, guys. All right, and the ladder, a couple of sides undefeated here. West Coast on 2-0 and a very impressive quotient of 4.9. I don't understand how that works. I like percentages myself. But they are ahead of Brabham, who are also 2-0 on 1.61, so 3 points ahead there. I'm sure that's a lot. It feels like a lot. Hawks Punjabi on 1-1. They're second. Southern Rossmoyne they're not second. They're third. I did say I was bad at maths. That's the rider there. Just stayed school kids. Learn how to count to 3. Southern Rossmoyne, they're fourth. While Midland and Caversham also both have wins but sit outside the top 4. Glen Forest and Mundaring, the two sides at the tail of the tape, yet to get a win.
Yes, it's going to be big this week. So the games...
Yeah, go for it.
So the games this week, we have Southern Rossmoyne versus Hawks Punjabi, Midland versus Caversham, Brabham versus West Coast. That's going to be a top of the table clash.
It is indeed top. I wonder if I'm there. Will I be at the top of the table clash?
No, you're going to be at Mundaring Glen Forest. This will be a good game, my boys. Hopefully getting the first win of the season, getting back on track.
Well, it is a big opportunity, you know. Mundaring at home, on the deck there. Weather's due to be overcast. Up against a struggling Glen Forest. I've called it the Battle of the Hill.
That's a good way. It's a good name for it. It's going to be an absolute battle. Can't wait for it.
I might have to market that. No, just joking. But look, the reality is, viewers, we saw last week in the A grade, we did a 7v8 match and it came down to the last couple of overs. That's why we cover all grades, all levels and all situations. Mundaring, with a chance to prove they're not the easy beats they seem to have been for the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely. We're still...
Sorry, fellas.
we're still finding our feet. But, last year I think we started not the best and ended up making the semi-final, almost made the final. So you never know how the season goes. It's a long year, a long season.
I'm feeling like I've been put back in my box here, viewers. I don't normally get a contrary opinion. Okay. No, well, step it up, prove... the thing is, Corey, I get told by players... I did last year, and I suspect they're doing it the same. Guys like Kimmy Clark on there and others that watch the show now go, Knowlesy, you didn't tip us. You don't rate us. Well, prove me wrong. I'm open to apologies. I'm open to actually going under the pump, Mundaring, put on an absolute belter. Prove me wrong. There, it's over to you guys. I'm watching. All right, C grade, this is where my club is, Middle Swan. There's a few bruises in 3 of the games. You want to run through the scores?
I sure can. So Carlisle made 79 off 23 overs, lost to Brabham, who made 127 off 38.4. Forestfield made 88 in 31, lost to SKLP, who made 4 for 95 in just shy of 15.
Now, I've got oops there because last week, SKLP, and as a captain, you're probably aware, you have to bat a minimum of 20 overs. Last week, every club did it, went to 20, and I gave you all I don't want to be the granddad. I didn't give you a pat on the back and say well done, but I did say well done. And now SKLP, the very next week. What's that? I'll call it out. Oops, don't do it again.
Then we had Helena Valley. They made 178 off 37 overs. They lost to Bullsbrook, who made 3 for 181.
Yeah, Bullsbrook in some good form. And last week on the show, a Middle Swan player came on and he said, Knowlesy, I feel something in the air. I'm going to call it Middle Swan to get the win. And I had the Caversham president here. I should have put a bet on it because Middle Swan got the win. Go you 78s. 5 for 96. It wasn't a pretty win, but it was a win.
A win's a win.
And it shows that's 6 points in the book. Defeating Caversham all out for 94, so a little bit less than optimal there. All right. In the batting stakes, the first mention and candidate for the Effort of the Week award, Brandon Girardi, Jura, as you all know him, the social media whiz from the Perth Swan Cricket Association. 84 not out off 106 balls, batting at 2, and 13 of those were 4s. So we've seen some
Serious boundary hitting.
there. You want to take the next couple?
I can.
Please.
Jeffrey Hammond made 40. Dave Smith and Mohit Ditman made 36. Ollie Herman and Prab Singh both made 33. Reece Griffiths made 32. Rory Bennett made 31. And Corey Himes made 30.
Yeah, well done everyone there. Now, I'm going to smile here. 2 Golden Ducks in the C grade, 1 for Caversham and 1 for Middle Swan. And I smile here because it's what's in the book. You have to go by what's in the book. I've heard at training last night it was really a second ball duck. The scorer wasn't paying attention. It's in the book. Middle Swan. I won't mention who it was. You know. But bad luck. There you go. Middle Swan getting a golden duck. Damn it. Yeah. All right. Bowling stakes here. I'll just move that out my way. Chris Mock and a private player from Brabham, both with 5 for 22. I know, it's crazy how it works. Ritesh Jasani had 4 for 24. Maitesh Madhapuria had 3 for 7 off 6.4 for SKLP. And he got promoted. We gave him a mention before. Ian Thomas making his debut up in Carlisle's first grade. Got the promotion there with 3 for 12 for the Red Dogs. And rounding out the bowling mentions, Indavir Singh, 3 for 17, and Raj, as I tried discreetly but failed to sneak in and stretch my go-go gadget arm to work the mouse. He had 3 for 17, and Raj Coker had 3 for 21.
So we have, just going to the ladder, we have Bullsbrook, they're 2-0. They're sitting on the top of the table. Then there's Brabham just behind, again, 2-0 in second. Middle Swan, your boys, in third. SKLP in fourth. Then there's Carlisle, Forestfield, and Caversham.
Yeah, and Helena
Helena Valley. Sorry.
No, that's all right. You're doing fantastic, mate. There are blokes getting here, and you said you don't talk a lot. You're doing really well.
Oh, that's good.
Games in C grade, we see Forestfield up against Carlisle. None of these are what I've noted as standout games. SKLP against Bullsbrook. Good opportunity for SKLP to show what they have. Helena Valley against Middle Swan, and Caversham taking on Brabham in the local derby there. Brabham probably looking to continue their winning ways, I suspect. All right, that's C grade done and dusted, which must mean that it is... Oh, he's leaning in. Okay, we'll go there now because... Yeah, grab it. Here's one I prepared earlier. Every week, viewers, we've actually been on this show giving you, our loyal viewers, an opportunity to get bonus entries in our Ricky Ponting an ID Athletic giveaway prize pack valued at over $250. And every week we've given you a bonus word. I don't know if you've had yours yet. Have you had yours yet?
I don't believe so, no.
I've had mine, the secret word for the night. In the comments, put the word dinner, and you could win up to 2 bonus entries to win this. Autographed Ricky Ponting Pride of Australian Cricket giveaway. I know, I'll just stand there. This one here, yeah, don't throw it out the way. It's worth a lot of money. But that could be yours. Comment the words dinner in the comments while we have a tea break. We'll be back in just a moment. Before we go, just a reminder, every week send us your videos, your pictures, because we'll highlight the Warriors of the week. And this week we go into our tea break with a celebration of those Warriors from week.
The heart of Perth Swan, we're one of a kind. So come, raise your voices, let the anthem ring. We're the pride of Perth Swan, hear the songs we all sing. their tales and their dreams. It's the only place for you and your teams.
Across the globe, you're here on the Community Sports Show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, one and all. Just a short tea break there. Some people call tea dinner. That could be the clue as to why everyone's telling me that they're cooking dinner. A big shout out to Anthony cooking dinner and a few other people having dinner as well. Comment dinner and you will get up to two bonus entries in our Ricky Ponting autographed giveaway poster that will actually be drawn not this Saturday, next Saturday morning. So just one more chance next week to get some bonus entries in. Maximum of 8. So if you've got 7, you're not getting 2 bonuses, you'll get 1. Good to see Alex Marandino there. Good to have you with us, Uncle. All right, just while we're on the subject of afternoon tea, be aware, mate. There's some group going around and they've started a Rate Our Afternoon Tea page to rate the afternoon teas across the competition. It's not us. We're not doing it. We've got nice prizes. So step up your tea games and don't get a mention for all the wrong reasons on the Rate My Meal page there. If you do have feedback, please be constructive, not destructive. If you have a helpful hint, say, might benefit from the use of clean plates, give that. Don't say they're disgusting and dirty and horrible. It's how you say things that has an impact, isn't it?
Exactly.
You know, so be constructive, not destructive. Speaking of constructive, thanks to all the clubs out there putting your Play HQ scores in early. Really does help me go through and look at all 13 grades every match, every week, by you having those in there early, as well as the photos and pictures. If you want to be in, we saw the week 2 Warriors video in there. Congratulations to everyone that got a crack there. We've already got a person in for next week's video. Get yours in by Saturday, Sunday or Monday to give me time to check out the tags. Tell me they're there. I'll ask for videos. I'll pilfer your pictures. And I do put a disclaimer on that says these have been taken from club pages. If I'm not meant to, tell me. And then we'll do a weekly upload, because earlier in the show we saw a video. It might have been a bit of a clue as to who our first winner was. Videos of the week last week were up this week, and the most liked and the winner of the Joey's Swan Valley Diner voucher for this week is Dave Washbourne of Mount Lawley, Inglewood. He gets the Joey's voucher to go and enjoy slushies, soft serves, burgers, coffees, whatever you want up there at Joey's Swan Valley Diner. I haven't tested the whole menu. I've given most of it a crack. I didn't want to say hamburgers, hot dogs and waffle fries and pancakes and all that, but they've got all that too, and it's all good. Now, congratulations there, Dave. You're the first winner, and what will happen is I've gone through, there's big voucher piles. I've gone through today, and every month we're going to put the weekly winners into a voting system for the public. Yep. And the person that you decide was the best video of the month will get an extra Joey's voucher. And a $50 Slater Gartrell voucher as well, so bit of an incentive there. Well done, Dave Washy, as he's known. And I see a few things got going on there. Dino's telling me they've got dinner from DoorDash. Well, the word dinner is in there, so you can have a couple of extra entries. I'm a nice guy, not what everyone says. I'm not mean. All right, I might be, but I'm not going to say that publicly. Righto, D grade. Let's get back into the grades now. D grade.
So we have Southern Rossmoyne. They made 9 for 130 in 35. They beat Coolbinia West Perth, who made 129 off 38 overs. Then there's Mount Lawley Inglewood, who made 132 in 31. They lost to City Beach, who made 9 for 184. And that was the top of the table clash.
Yeah, it was.
Big win there. Scarborough made 4 for 171. They lost to Les Maz, who made 7 for 174. And lastly, Dianella made 9 for 141 off 33, and they lost to Darlington, who made 7 for 198.
Yeah, Darlington really coming into their own. They were fighting for survival mid-pre-season and did some recruiting, and now they're 2-0 and looking strong. So well done, Darlington. All right, let's have a look at the batsman. James Bokerman had 77 not out for City Beach, while Sahil Doug, just one behind, he was on 74. Andrew Robertson of Les Murdy Mazenod, there's a couple of them I have to distinguish, they've both got the same names, play for different clubs. Les Murdy Mazenod's Andrew Robertson, he had 73, while Ashton Kay had 69.
Then there was Sean Woodard, who made 57. Luke Grantham made 54 not out. Vishnu Rajendran, made 46. Then Tristan Showers and Chris Murphy both made 42, with Sandeep Singh making 39 not out. Jared Quinn made 35, and Hafiz Wakaz made 30.
Yeah, well done everyone there. A couple of familiar names for the regular viewers. In City Beach's positive columns in the bowling stakes, and I'm trying hard not to lean right in, but I've lost my mouse. Where's the cursor gone? All right, for City Beach, Tristan Showers, well, he hit 42. He also took 4 for 19. He's in the running for the Effort of the Week award, which we'll announce in just a little while. Samit Patel of Southern Rossmoyne and Tom Condillo of Coolbinia West Perth both had 4 for 22. It's
A lot of forfers.
Also a lot of safers.
Yeah.
Unusually so. Keith Middleton's having none of that, though. He took 4 for 35 to be a standout for the Sharks. Vipula Wakin, now this is a new name for me. He's from Coolbinia West Perth, and I'm going to... Vipula Wakambara. I hope I got that, a bit like you, even I go, I hope I got that right. He had 3 for 19. Wayne Perner had 3 for 32. And then Yogi Patel had 3 catches for Southern Rossmoyne and 1 golden duck. Unlucky City Beach, but you got it.
Now to the ladders. So City Beach 2-0, sitting at the top, followed by Darlington, also 2-0. In second place. In third, there's Scarborough. Fourth, Mount Lawley Inglewood. And then there's Southern Rossmoyne, Les Maz, Dianella and Coolbinia West Perth yet to bag a point.
Yeah, there's a few clubs in that our I grades also yet to bag a point. So soldier on, keep turning up. As I said before, turn up. You don't get better if you don't turn up. You don't get better if you don't train. So get behind yourselves and each other. All right, well, top of the table clash, almost. The match of the round, I'm going to call it, is 2v4. Darlington at home versus Mount Lawley Inglewood. Good test here for Darlington to show they can maintain that win. Scarborough taking on Coolbinia West Perth. Southern Rossmoyne taking on Les Murdy Mazenod. And Dianella up against City Beach.
So then we go to E grade. Carlisle, they made 125 in 33. They lost to Brabham, who made 168 off 38 overs. Then SKLP made 7 for 222. They beat Swanview, who made 8 for 179. Ellenbrook made 5 for 169 off 37. They beat Belmont, who made 166 off 37. Also, and Caversham made 6 for 187. They beat Maylands, who made 185 off 35 overs.
Yeah, and I mentioned the Maylands drinks cam. This is the game it went out at.
Okay.
They were tracking well, Maylands. And I mentioned the commentators curse Caversham. When I put that post up of their drinks cam footage, Caversham jumped on and said, yeah, but what was the final score? All right, Caversham, you did get the win. 6 for 197. Maylands. Enjoy yourselves, have fun, but make sure you get the win as well. All right. Dylan Self of Belmont didn't get the win, but he had a good performance. He had 91 off 96. Tristan Sneak of Caversham, a big shout out to the Sneak family. Haven't seen them for a while. Big shout out to all of them. He had 106 balls to get 83 and took 3 for 32, so he's in the running for the effort of the week.
And there's Jason Diss. He made 77 not out off 106. Raj Patel and Joe Quinlivan made 65 off 65, run a ball.
I know.
Yeah, it's impressive. William Ho made 65 off 67. Faizan Tasneen made 49, just shy of the 50.
Want me to run for a bit?
Yeah, go for it.
Sazadura Rahman had 48. Vipin Methan had 40. Hassad Hirani had 39 not out, with Dennis Kirshner on 33. Alfie Brown, he's becoming a regular name. He and Austin Watson both with 32. And then Maylands, well, this is where the run difference, you know. I've said viewers this year, I'm only going to mention, and last year I was quite critical of extras and things like that. You'll only get a mention for your extras if you make at least 30 of them, because that's a batting score. I think that's fair enough. So, Maylands, you gave away 30 extras, and you lost, in the end, by a couple of runs. Did it make the difference? I don't know. Tidy it up, get to training. Are you a bowler?
I try to be.
Yeah, I've
Sometimes.
tried to be. Doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Some Goldens there?
Yeah, a few Goldens. So Maylands, Caversham, Brabham and Belmont all recording Goldens.
Yeah, and a few bowling performances as well.
So there was Darren Chandler took 5 for 13 off 7. Satish Insan took 4 for 24 for Brabham. Jaden Garlick 4 for 39. Adrian Sheridan, who took 3 for 12. Mehul Gopal took 3 for 21. Brendan Philpott took 3 catches for Carlisle.
Talking about ball magnets there.
Yeah.
Philly there, well done. Well done to you as well, Jaden. And that means the ladder looks like this. Caversham and Brabham both on 2-0. The two neighbours there, a bit of a rivalry forming and just 0.1 separating them. Carlisle and Maylands round out the 4 with Allenbrook, SKLP, and then Swanview and Belmont rounding out the ladders there.
Yep. And for the games this week, there's Carlisle taking on Swanview, Belmont playing Maylands, SKLP versus Ellenbrook, and the game will be Brabham versus Caversham, the top of the table clash.
I know, look at that. They're literally side-by-side clubs. 2 of the newer clubs in the competition out there in the Swan Valley region. Going head-to-head. Good to see both clubs.
Yeah.
I say this, you know, we wear different hats at different times. From the association perspective, well done. From the show's perspective, well done. With my Middle Swan hat on. Leave a few for us, will you? Just light-hearted humour. With a degree of sincerity attached. All right, they're always sincere in F Troop. F grade, let's have a look. Brabham defeating Ascot 160 to 132. Dianella going down to Southern Rossmoyne 105 to 173. Big comment there, Dino. Got that there. Thank you for joining us, everyone, wherever you are. Don't forget, comment dinner. That's why people are talking about dinner, not just to make this bloke hungry. He hasn't eaten yet. Yoko Pilbara went down to West Coast F grade, getting their first win of the season and celebrating Bailey and Jackim, doing some interviews post-game. Gave it a crack. One of them got up. Well done. Western Wolves as well. Well done to them. They defeated Mount Lawley Inglewood 177 to 159. And in the batting stakes, let's run through that. Najel Patel had 62. Tanoj Patel had 53. Jared Ryan, 42. Damien Banks had 38, not out. Leon Ewing, 37. And Matt Saliakis, 36. While Manaku Rubaru, that's a new name for me there, he had 36. And Udesha Melinda was 27 at 9 for Southern Rossmoyne. So nice little effort there, Udesha. And a couple to round them out.
There was Brett Klumper, made 33, and Nichelle Hosso made 32.
And yeah, I didn't mean to throw you under the bus there. A new name, Subi, I'll take, because I've seen them call him Subi there. Subi Rajapaksa with 32 at 11.
Jeez.
I know. It's not
Tails wagging. You love
love
to see it.
a wagtail. And Scott Smedley chipping in with 29 as well. Both those players at 9 and 11 for Ascot there with a 60-run partnership. And if we scroll back up, wasn't quite enough to get them the win, but the tail putting on half of the Ascot score there, so definitely a worthy mention to Subi and Scott.
For the Goldens, Brabham had 2 Golden Ducks and Western Wolves with 1.
Quack, quack, quack.
And for the bowling, there was Dean Demos took 4 for 22, including 3 LBWs.
Yep.
Quite impressive. Stump to stump bowling, you got to love it. Matt Barrett from Ascot made 4 for 30, took 4 for 36. Graham Edwards, 3 for 17. Vishal Sharma, 3 for 21. Casey Robertson made 3 for 22. And then Stephen Paternostro took 3 for 27 and made 37 not out for West Coast.
Yep.
Bailey Cayley, 3 for 31.
And that is not a made-up name. That is his Bailey. Is it Cayley or Kelly at the end? I haven't met him yet, so it could be Bailey Kelly, but Bailey Cayley you are for now.
And then Ben Perella took 3 for 31 and Kieran Fuchs took 3 for 32.
All right, now I've also practiced this one, but I'm going to stop and take a breath for a moment. Because taking 3 catches for Southern Rossmoyne, now I'm just going to lean in, viewers. It's a long one. Sanju Warnakula Surya.
Yeah.
So I'll put those all into one word now. Warnakula Surya. Pretty close. Yeah. Well done there, Sanju. And Bailey also getting 3 for 31. He's just jumped online there. Get me on next week. And he'll pronounce name. Well, you'll have to fight the other Bailey because West Coast will be in the studio here next week. You're the Vice President, Bailey. You decide which of you will be in here because they're fighting to get in the studio. Okay. I love it. While we're on the subject of West Coast, a big shout out. They call him the Ranger. I'm not allowed to. But Matt Cintura of West Coast bringing up his 100th wicket last week. Well done there while we're in the bowling mentions. All right, the ladders for H grade. Western Wolves on 2.1, Southern Rossmoyne 1.75, and Brabham on 1.15. All of those, all 3 yet to lose a game. Yokine Pilbara and West Coast both on 1 win, 1 loss, separated by percentage there and a fair degree of it, while Dianella, Mount Lawley, Inglewood and Ascot yet to get any points on the board.
So for the games this week, we have Ascot versus Southern Rossmoyne, West Coast versus Brabham, Western Wolves versus Dianella, and Mount Lawley Inglewood versus Yokine Pilbara.
Yeah, good test this one for West Coast. I think they've jumped online, so we'll give them a shout out. Lost the first one in F grade, won a game last week at home this week, so an opportunity to just consolidate, I think, is the word we'll use there. And a big shout out to Ben Davidson, who is celebrating his 100th for Mount Lawley Inglewood this week. Wade Calhoun there, the Glen Forest president, your opponent on the weekend, jumping on, telling us he likes a bit of dinner too, because he wants to win that Ricky Ponting autographed poster. Drawn next week. You only got a week left, viewers. All right, this is, I was about to say your grade, but it's not. It is, though.
Yeah.
So we'll invest a little bit of time here because your side, as the Mundaring captains go, you're the only one with a win. I'll let you celebrate that by going through the scores.
Oh, it was great to get the win on the board. First win is always awesome. So Mundaring, my boys, we made 9 for 189. We were able to beat Scarborough, who made 132. Then there was Ellenbrook, made 6 for 138. They beat Uni, who made 9 for 137. Maylands made 9 for 162. They beat Helena Valley, who made 8 for 161, with SKLP having a bye. The standouts with the batting, there was obviously my boy Flynn House. He was an absolute rock for us. He cemented the batting and got us back on track. He made 74 off 76, which included 12 boundaries, 12 fours.
Not bad.
He was carting them.
That's a problem, though, isn't it? Because you've lost him this week.
We do. Unfortunately, he was a little too good, so B grade have taken him, but you never know. You can hopefully put those batting to use up in B grade, you know.
It's a one club.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then we have Sean Saunders, who made 64 off 56. Jeremy Bagnara made 57 not out. Andrew O'Connor made 52. And Matt Collins from Mundaring, he made 35. He had a terrific partnership with Flynn. They really got us on track and made the bulk of our runs.
And where did they bat, those two guys? Roughly.
From memory, I think Flynn was at 3, and I think MC was at 5 or 6.
Okay.
He came a bit late. So, yeah, they were fantastic. They really cemented the middle order, got us back on track and made most of our runs.
Oh, that's what you want, really. It's all about those partnerships.
Exactly.
You know? Not an individual making 100, that's a good effort. Pardon me. But if every player makes 15 or 20, there's 150, 200 runs.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
And if every,
and in addition to his partnership with Flinny, he also took 3 catches, one of which was basically a Superman catch.
Was it?
And at a point, it was amazing. Unfortunately, it wasn't on camera. But it was a ripper of a catch.
Well, that, viewers, is why you should get your cameras out and photograph what's happening at your games. Video them, get a moment. Could have been a moment of the week.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, it was a terrific one.
Because Michael Bell took a screamer from Mount Lawley Inglewood as well. And I struggled to think of what big cats got off the ground. Even though they were Panthers, I was going, lynx, cat. But, yeah, you never know. All right, in the remainder of the batting mentions there, we've got Venkata Dada. He had 37. Jasmir Singh had 33. Daniel Kerr had 31. And part of the challenge, Smile, Mundaring bowlers gave up 33, but you weren't alone. University with 31 and Helena Valley getting a mention there with 30. We'll let it slide there, but I will bring up the Golden Duck because this is a moment that deserves a mention. You're playing in your 100th game. The club celebrates you. Looking at the next line, you take 7 for 13 off 5.
Unfortunately, gets the duck in his innings.
And the
Golden Duck.
Yeah, won't mention your name.
But it was the last ball of the innings, so he was going for.
He was
few
swinging?
runs. He was swinging. I made sure of that. It was a selfless act. Won't give him too
Threw
much for
himself on the grenade,
it. Exactly. All for the team.
which is why we're not going to name you, Reese.
But we will name you now because your bowling effort was fantastic.
Yeah.
Taking 7. Yes, that's right. 7 for 13
I don't
off
know.
only 5
I need two
overs.
of your fingers.
There we go. 7 for 13 off only 5 overs in his 100th game, getting us the win. He was phenomenal there.
Yeah, fantastic effort, Reese. And he's a bit of a character at the club, I get that
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, all Funky Millie, you know, he's got the hairstyle for it.
All right, well, a bloke who wishes he had Reese's hairstyle, Roger Smith, took 3 for... I don't know that for sure, but you would be jealous, Roger. 3 for 29. Matty Smith also had 3 for 29 for the Sharks. While Tyson Hannington and Ben Dannon both had 3 for 35. It just seems to be a week of twins. Zane Grey, not the guy from 50 Shades, he had 3 for 45. And Zach Taylor, one of your boys, our researcher simply wrote 3 for a few.
Yeah, we actually only had 2 wicket takers on the weekend. It was Zach and Reese. They were just on fire. No one else got to go.
Well, yeah. To use a cricket term, I'm letting that one through the keeper. Yeah. All right, the ladder shows. Allenbrook, the only team undefeated here. They're on 2-0, leading SKLP and Scarborough. Maylands in 4th. Mundaring, though, with your win, you've snuck up into 5th spot there. All those sides on 1 and 1. Helena Valley up against University, both yet to get off the mark. Matches this week, Maylands versus University. Maylands an opportunity for you to celebrate there, but don't get too cocky because any side on their day, mate,
exactly,
can get the win. Allenbrook, top of the table clash here, taking on SKLP. Helena Valley up against your guys at Parkerville. Small ground?
No, it's pretty standard ground. It's
is it? I thought it was tiny.
No, I think it's Darlington you're thinking of.
Yeah, it could be. Well, Darlington don't play in Darlington anymore. They're in Middle Swan. And I'm not allowed to say come play for Middle Swan because that would be the wrong hat to have on. And they've just got their feet back out on the ground, so won't do that. But Helena Valley versus Mundaring at Parkerville there, and Scarborough have got the bye. All right, well, we're almost through. We've got 3 grades to go, plus the announcement for our Effort of the Week award winner. A Slater Gartrell voucher for $50, a Joey's Swan Valley voucher, a Swan Valley Diner voucher, as well as the ID Athletic Community Sports Show exclusive singlet and bucket hat combo. They're coming up shortly, but for now we'll just take a quick drinks break and let you refresh. We'll be back in a moment here on the Community Sports Show. Thanks to our Perth Swan Cricket Association review show sponsor, Intersport Slater Gartrell. You into sport?
Definitely.
I'm into sport. For all your sporting needs, get into sport. Slater Gartrell's in Midland. See how I did that?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm getting good at this. Intersport Slater Gartrell, as well as Vision Decor and ID Athletic. Support those that support us. We'll be back in just a moment.
The heart of per swan, we're one of a kind. So come, raise your voices, let the anthem ring. We're the pride of per swan. Hear the songs we all sing. Per swan's on fire. Feel the energy soar. When the crowd starts roaring, we're ready for more. The Community Sports Show, home of the PSCA, showing our passions to the world every day.
globe. You're here on the Community Sports Show. Oh, I was going so well until I forgot to take the... See, I should have followed my script where it said, take that break screen off. Welcome back, viewers, wherever you are across the globe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or as it is now here in Perth, good night to you. You're here with me, Noel Knowlesy Johnston, on the Intersport Slater Gartrell Perth Swan Cricket Association review show, and I'm pleased to be joined by the G-grade captain for Mundaring. It is Corey Fernandez. Corey, how are you holding up?
Oh, I'm doing well, mate. How are you?
Also holding up, just 3 grades to go, viewers. So if you haven't already commented dinner in the comments there, like most of the people have, chuck the word dinner in the comments there, and you'll get up to 2 bonus entries in our Ricky Ponting autographed poster giveaway, which will be drawn next Saturday morning. All right, let's get into it. 3 grades to go, so that's how long you've got left. I want to start by asking a question very quickly, and I am mindful of the time, viewers. A couple of weeks ago, Yoko and Pilbara H grade, you flooded me with 1 million. I might be exaggerating, with a lot of pictures and videos. Thank you for that. I did say thank you, and then last week I said quality over quantity. But your quantity went from a lot to 0, Yoko. What happened, Raj? Did I say something? I look forward to seeing some videos from you this week. Maybe it's because they didn't have a lot to celebrate. Yoko and Pilbara going down to Carlisle. Carlisle, 6 for 170 off 20 was more than enough to defeat Yoko and Pilbara all out for 60. So, Raj, I understand why you didn't do it, but team interview, the player of the match from your team, you know, even if you lose, you can actually talk to your players, promote your club. All right, a couple of other matches there. We'll tag team our way through these if you like.
Sure. So Ellenbrook made 9 for 113. They lost to Bayswater, who made 9 for 172. City Beach made 5 for 234. They beat Midland, who made 8 for 45. They only had the 9 players.
Yeah, and Coolbinia West Perth all out for 248, defeating Glen Forest also only with 9, and for some reason one of those did not bat. So making it just slightly more problematic. 7 for 96 there for Glen Forest. Looking at the batsman, Dylan Morgan had 117 to put himself in the running for the effort of the week. Wade Kroom. I want to give a shout out while I see Wade's name there. City Beach, we spoke at the top of the show about clubs stepping it up. City Beach doing write-ups now. Thank you for that. That illuminates what we are able to say here. Well done to Wade on his 79 not out for City Beach. Mohammed Zinedine had 62, while Farwood Hussain had 50 not out. Luckmal Don had 49. Terry Duncan, the soldier of Bayswater, had 48 not out. And the man who is looking good, he's telling us we're looking good, thanks Wade. He chipped in there with a solid 34, just above the cut-off level. So well done, Wade. A couple of Goldens, Joko and Pilbara and Midland getting the Golden Ducks there.
And for the bowling, Matthew Sykes took 5 for 26 and made 25 opening. Then there was Shannon Davis took 5 for 61. Mitchell Reese took 4 for 6 off 4.2 overs.
Yep.
And then for Carlisle, Daryl Nelson took 3 for 5 off 5 overs.
And then their captain, Jarwood Hafiz, he also had 3 for 7 off 3 and 48 with the bat. So Jarwood there also in the effort of the week candidates. I'll let you do that because I think the purple bit makes a bit more sense to me.
So then there was James Hayworth. He took 3 for 15. Mike Wahila, 3 for 46. And Kyle Turvey took 3 for 51.
Now, the purple bit is simply some coded notes on our run sheet here. Coolbinia West Perth, 31 extras. Doesn't sound a lot compared to some we had the other week, but that was a third of Glen Forest's score. So if you want to be competitive, you don't want to be giving away too many runs. Glen Forest, though, they were very considerate. They gave away 44 back in return. Allenbrook bowled 36, and all of those added up to 20% of the opposition score. So bowling, as we move through the grades, just becoming slightly more challenging to land it on the pitch.
So for the ladder, Carlisle sitting on top, followed by Coolbinia West Perth, both undefeated, 2-0. Then there's City Beach, Glen Forest, Bayswater, Yokine Pilbara.
Yeah, they're all on 1-1 there, with Allenbrook and Midland working on their first wins. Allenbrook will have a chance, but it's going to be a big ask. They're at home against ladder leaders Carlisle. Glen Forest take on Midland. That one almost a chance, I'd say, for Midland. Coolbinia West Perth taking on Bayswater, and that will probably be match of the round 2v5 there. City Beach taking on Yokine Pilbara in the other match. 2 to go.
So down to I grade, Mount Lawley Inglewood, they made 1 for 86. They beat Western Wolves, who made 84 all out.
Yep.
Then Bayswater made 7 for 139. They lost SKLP, who hit a big 8 for 251. City Beach made 2 for 267. They beat Caversham, who were all out for 191. And Coolbinia West Perth, they made 7 for 207. They beat Middle Swan, who made 159.
Only in an alternate reality. But a good knock there, 2 for 267 by City Beach. That really is a good performance. And it was led by Xavier Carr, 134 not out off 94 balls. 21 fours and a 6 in there, as well as a catch for Xavier. Puts him in the running for the effort of the week. Dinka Ashani of SKLP, he had 77. Took 2 for 14 and had a catch, so he had a good all-round game there. A few other scores, Jack Wheeler with 68 not out, Scott Bretland with 54, Sean Patel 52 not out, Chris Nelson 48, Natesh Kamani 44, Srinivas, how'd you say that? Srinivas, thank you. Kata, he had 43, I'll let you take over there.
Josh Bennett made 41. Justin Stevenson made 34. Kusul Pindoria made 32. And Anthony Fisher made 30.
And just one golden duck going to the Western Wolves in that one. In the bowling stakes, now, normally you'd say Pfeiffer's a good one, and we've seen lots of Pfeiffer's. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think a Pfeiffer by itself's going to get the Effort of the Week award, but Jaden Litchfield, I'll tell you what, 5 for 11 off 7.2, not a bad effort anyway. Reg Fern had 4 for 55 for Bayswater. Warren Gandy 3 for 7. Nick Cirillo 3 for 13. Anthony Crocker 3 for 25. And Darren Thompson 3 for 37. And just a couple of mentions here for the extras. 48 by Bayswater. That is 20% of the score. Again, I've said it, I'm not a big stats man, but if it looks like that to me, then I'd say go back to training, figure out a plan, because 33 of those 48 were wides. Yeah, that was my reaction too. Coolbinia West Perth had 39. That was actually 25% of Middle Swan's score, and in fact, embarrassingly, was our top score. So, opportunity for our batsmen to show they can outscore the bowler. Ladder here, Coolbinia West Perth, both on 2-0. City Beach, Mount Lawley, Inglewood, Caversham and the Western Wolves are on 1-1, while Middle Swan and Bayswater, we're yet to open our accounts, go Middle Swan. I gave the boys a bit of a G up in the group chat last night and said, go, you can do it.
So the games this week: Caversham versus Mount Lawley, Middle Swan versus SKLP, Bayswater versus the Western Wolves, and Coolbenia West Perth versus City Beach. That's 1v3, so that'll be a good game.
Yeah, should be a good game there. You're absolutely right, mate. All right, let's get into the final grade of the competition. Every grade, every week, every match here on the Community Sports Show on the Intersport Slater Gartrell Perth Swan Cricket Association review show. Thanks to them for stepping up to the sponsorship plate. In the J grade, well, some big standouts here as well. 6 for 231, Les Moody-Mazenod defeating Belmont. You'd think 5 for 192 is a good score. That's a good score. That was a top of the table clash. Les Moody-Mazenod stepping up there. Forestfield 4 for 145 off 20, defeating Ascot 86. SKLP all out for 96 off 31, going down to Bullsbrook, who got their first double of the season. Swan View also went down to Dianella on this occasion, 7 for 191 to 8 for 165. And in the batting stakes, Brad Bennett 112 not out for Bullsbrook. So Bullsbrook last year, their second grade, like a few clubs, just struggled to find regular, consistent players. Seem to be on track at the moment up there at Bullsbrook. Neil Warden, well, speak of workhorses, war horses, Neil Warden, a club legend at Les Moody-Mazenod. I saw a feature on their club page. He's been there now for 4 decades.
Jeez, 40 years.
40 years, yeah. And he's still going.
Still going.
And he's still getting tons. 101 off 94 there. Well done, Skits. Jamie Negro had 72. Craig Nichols, 60. Sammy Bates had 47. CJ Chris Johnson had 45. James Tomaselli, 42. And Anthony Lee, the son of another Les Moody-Mazenod legend, Joey, he had 41.
And there was Jason Geimer, who made 40. Greg Hooper made 37. Shane Chu made 34 not out. Carmelo Spicchia made 30. And with the extras, I think Forestfield, they gave away 36 extras. And only 1 extra in the books for SKLP, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, if that's correct, that, you know, not just the big numbers, one
extra.
One extra. And it was a wide.
Yeah.
How bad would you feel being that bowl? Oh, well, bad luck. We're not naming you, so that's okay. Swanview gave away 48 to Dianella, but then very generously got 32 of them back and went down by 26. So we've said it all night. Extras can be the difference. Neil Worsley on there. Anthony is Joe's brother. Thank you. Not his son. Might get a fine for that. Never mind. Looking at the bowling performances in J grade, Daryl Quartermain with 6 for 19. Fred DeLacy 3 for 10. Mark Clemesha 3 for 13. Stewie Burnett 3 for 20. And rounding out the bowling mentions for this week's edition of the review show, Travis Carter with 3 for 38.
For the Goldens, there were a couple this week. So Ascot, SKLP, Dianella and Swanview all had Goldens.
Yeah.
And to the ladder, so on top is Les Maz, they're undefeated, 2-0. Bullsbrook, followed by Bullsbrook, Belmont, Forestfield, Dianella, SKLP, and Ascot, with Swanview yet to win.
But interestingly, and I am mindful of time, Swanview yet to win, but they're actually 0.5 ahead of Ascot. So a win there could turn things on its head. And potentially, if SKLP went down as well, could actually see Swanview go from the bottom up into the middle order in the space of a week. Yeah. This week's matches, Bullsbrook versus Forestfield. SKLP up against Belmont, Dianella taking on Ascot, and Swan View taking on Les Moody Mazenod. Well, we said it before, there was a top of the table versus bottom. Here's another one. Swan View with the job at Brown Park 2 to do there. All right, well, viewers, we have reached the end almost. I can see land in the distance. The foghorn is coming. Not just my voice. Golden Duck update. We've mentioned them throughout the night. It is an award that will be presented at the wind-up this year. Again, I feel it fair to say it will be averaged. So if your club or my club, we've got 2 teams. If we are both on 2, divided by the number of teams, will give us an average of 1. If you're at a club with 8 teams and you've got 1 each over the first couple of... I'm bad at maths, but we'll divide it by 8, which means you could be on 0.25. Even though you've got more numerically, you've got more teams, more chance of getting them, so we equalise it out that way. But 23 last week, 21 this week, 44, not 42 as the run sheet says there, 44 Golden Ducks in 2 weeks. 1 club who shall be named, Caversham Dayton, they've got 6. 1 has 5, then there's lots of 1s and 2s and even a 3. D grade and E grade lead on the grade ladders, so don't panic, G grade's not there. They have 7 second grade yet to get a Golden Duck, as are 8 clubs, so Bayswater, Bullsbrook, Carlisle, Coolbinia, West Perth, Darlington, Allenbrook, Scarborough and West Coast all yet to get a Golden Duck, and they're hoping that I do not bring that to them this week. All right. Just a reminder, viewers, if you haven't already, we'll double check, but send us your Frogbox links. All you clubs, send your links through. We'll put those up in the morning. Our broadcast tomorrow is Mundaring versus Glen Forest. That game getting underway at 12:30. I want to thank you, first of all, mate, for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You survived. Your ear not too sore from having me talking it for hours?
Definitely not.
Thank you for that. I'll pay that money in a minute. Just a reminder, viewers, you are what it's all about. So tag us in your posts, tag us in your pictures, tag us in your videos, get your interviews post-game or pre-game, your milestones. Whatever it is, get some content, put it out there, because we're rewarding you this year, thanks to Joey's Swan Valley Diner and Intersport Slater Gartrell, as well as Vision Decor and ID Athletic. All right, a big congratulations to everyone that got a mention for your efforts of the week. I had that many, I had to put a video up of them yesterday, a list. That was just the hundreds and the 6-fers. You know, if we had all the 5-fers in there, it would be a 5-page document. But congratulations to everyone that got a mention. The 4 categories that I'm looking across, the battlers. That could be the tail end. We've seen a lot of wags this week, you know, doing it for their team or trying to do it for their team. The battlers, the batsmen. 100 is good, but it's about situations. If you bat and make 50 for 25 overs and you get your team the win, that could be the effort that we reward. So let us know. Bowlers, Reece Morley, well, he got a 7 for, he didn't get the award this week, but he got a mention. And the all-rounders, the guys that can bat, bowl and even take catches, we'll mention them all, because every week we have a $50 Slater Gartrell Intersport voucher to give away, a $25 Joey's Swan Valley Diner voucher, plus, and I will lean in discreetly here, no one can see up my nose, that's my biggest fear, the ID Athletic bucket hat and singlet, the exclusive community sports show merch there. And this week's winner, I've said it. It really is tough. If you get a mention, you've done well. You've done well for yourself. You've done well for your team. But only one person is going to win it, and I've given myself the onerous task of deciding who that's going to be. And I still haven't. I need to write a note to myself to remember to add drum roll cue here, so I can hit a drum roll. The winner of the vouchers this week and our third winner of the season, it is a Bayswater player from a 2-day competition. They made 35 off 33 balls, batting at 11, which is 20% of his team's score.
It's big effort.
Big effort. And then with the ball, restricted his opposition to none for 12 off 6. It is Nick Hallorahan of Bayswater. Congratulations, Nick. I already have a little bag here with your vouchers, your name, all that. Just get in touch, collect it, and it's yours. And thanks to everyone that's put those in. Congratulations as well to Dave Washbourne for winning the Joey Swan Valley Diner voucher for the moment of the week for his 4 for 7 there with a cotton bold. Thanks to our sponsors, Vision Decor, for all your curtain blinds and awnings, even hybrid floorings just like the studio. Vision Decor, great products, great prices, and they're great people, and that's proven by the fact that they're advertising for help right now. So if you need a job installing curtains, Vision Decor, hook them up. ID Athletic, for your sporting apparel and promotional club merchandise, can help you and your club build your identity. And our show sponsors, Intersport, Slater Gartrell, thanks to Mike Wilkie and the team there. Whatever sport you're into, Intersport, not just cricket, every sport, from A to Z, Intersport, Slater Gartrell, they can help you. That's it. The bonus entries, if you have not said dinner online now, it's too late. Go get some. Console yourself with the fact that you don't have bonus entries. Till next week, or in fact till tomorrow at 12:30. Know anyone at Mundaring that can talk a lot like me and be a commentator for tomorrow?
I can think of one guy, but I think he might have been banned.
Yeah, well, only because he says his own name 400 times. Don't know who we're talking about there. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you to everyone for joining us. Thank you for being involved. Thank you to you, Corey Fernandez of Mundaring. Thanks for coming along. Till next time, take care, stay safe wherever you are. Please be nice to yourself, but just as importantly in these troubled times, be nice to those around you too. Bye. Across the globe, you're here on the Community Sports Show.
We're here to help them to stand proud. tales and their dreams. It's the only place for you and your team.